Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Homestyle Homestead. My name is Lexi if you are new. I run a sourdough micro bakery out of my home. I've also recently started teaching sourdough classes, and that is what today's video is going to be about. I'm going to walk you through the entire process for one of my classes from start to finish, how I make the plan, how I prep for everything, what we go over. All of the products that I use are going to be listed in my Amazon storefront. I'll leave the link down in the description under sourdough class. That way, if you want to put together similar kits for your students, you'll have all the links to the items that I use in my class. Maybe you're thinking about teaching your own sourdough class and you just don't know where to start. I'm hoping that this will kind of help you figure out how you want to do that for yourself. So if you'd like to see how I prep for one of my sourdough classes, then please keep watching. Okay, so today is Monday. My class is going to be held tomorrow night on Tuesday at 6:30. My prep starts today, so I'm making 2 loaves of bread. One I'm gonna have as my cold proof dough that I can show the students how to cut, how to place in the Dutch oven, those types of things. And then I'm also gonna bring a baked one with me to show them what it should look like. They're gonna go home with one that they can bake, but I just like to have one at the class to show. I didn't have one at my last class, and I really wish that I would have, so I'm gonna bring one this time. I fed the starter last night at 9, and then I got up this morning and I started these 2 loaves, so that way they'll be ready to go for tomorrow. That also helped me with my starter. It can start its bulk feeding. I like to give it 1 feeding before I go in with my extra large feeding when I make the larger quantities of dough.
How more, Mama?
More? Okay, I'll get you more. Did you eat them all or did you spill them on the floor? So there's a couple things that I like to do before my class to make things a lot easier on myself. I come to my notebook and I make a mixing plan. Most of the time, if you're allowing the person hosting it to pick the time, it's gonna be different every time. So this class is starting at 6:30, where my last class started, I think it was like at 5:30. So everything's a little bit different. The only way around that is if you only tell people I only do classes on Saturdays at this time. That would make things a lot easier for you, because then you would know your mixing plan would just be the same every time. I think I'm probably gonna start leaning into that to make it easier on myself, because for instance, because this class is starting at 6:30, in order for the dough that the students are gonna be rolling out to be ready at the time I need it to be, I have to get up at midnight tonight and feed my starter. So I think in the future, I'm definitely gonna say like classes are on Saturdays at maybe like 10 a.m. or something. And then that way I kind of take that difficulty aspect of it out of it, because I must say, I don't really want to get up at midnight and feed my starter and go back to bed. But if you don't care, then do that. What I'm taking with me is student dough for them to roll out. I'm gonna bring a stretch and fold dough that's ready to go. I want to be able to show them the proper stretch and folds, and then I'm also gonna bring an under fermented dough to show them. That needs to be ready at 7:10. A cold proof dough ready to go, which I'm working on right now. I need ready to go starter for when I go to mix the dough to show them how to mix it. And then I need starter that needs fed to put into their jars that they will take home with them. So basically what I'll do is we'll kind of go through my whole spiel with like my husband or something, and we time it and we see how long each section takes. So I have an introduction, I have what is sourdough, I have feeding and maintaining your starter. I get kind of a rough estimate of how much time each portion is gonna take me to talk. Obviously that's a rough estimate, because you never know like at what point someone's gonna start asking you questions, and I just feel like ballpark is just fine. But for me, I'm gonna need my stretch and fold dough ready at 7 p.m. My starter takes 9 hours to rise, then I'll count back another 9 hours, and I just write down feed starter at 9:30, because that's 9 hours before the time I need to start mixing the dough, and then I'll write mix at 5:30, because that's when I know I need to mix my dough in order for it to be ready to go by the time I need it to. So with the student dough, I need it ready at 7:10 p.m. That's when we're gonna start the students rolling out their dough. So then I count back 10 hours from then, so that it's perfectly proof by the time that we get to that step. 10 hours before that is 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So then I count back 9 hours from then, so I know when I need to feed the starter, so then that is midnight. So just kind of use that guide, get yourself a mixing plan and write it down. Well, honey, hosting a sourdough class is really all about planning and timing, so it's really important that you know exactly when to have everything ready by. I also do the same thing for the class, so I have a timeline that I then follow. It's just basically sections with key points that I want to hit in that class so that I make sure I remember that I go over everything with them. Last week, I also prepped all of my kits, and I like to do things as early as possible. I don't like to procrastinate. I get things done way earlier than I should. So I have all of those ready to go. They come with a jar, a spatula, they get a bowl scraper, they get a thermometer, they get a bread lame, they get a banneton, and then obviously they go home with the starter and a loaf of bread. Today I'm probably going to start packing some of the things that I need to bring. I have another list of a packing list. If you couldn't tell, I'm a big list person. So I'm probably going to just set everything out on the table. That way I know I have everything and I'm not forgetting anything. I'll double check tomorrow before I go. Tomorrow I will be walking through prepping everything else that needs to go with us.
So here I am rolling out the 2 doughs that we started, one for the cold proof and one for the one that I was going to bake. I ended up accidentally overproofing these, so when I baked the one that I was going to bring to show them, it looked horrible. I didn't even take it. And then the cold proof one, it worked in a pinch. I think that it still worked perfectly to show them what to do, and then it also showed them that even I make mistakes still, and told them it's okay if it's not perfect every time. I think that as an educator, it's important to show your students the truth of everything and let them know that sourdough can be difficult and to not get discouraged, because even the most experienced of bakers still have mess ups from time to time, and they will appreciate that honesty from you.
Okay, good morning, you guys. It is 9:00 a.m. Tonight is the class. I am going to get started on mixing the student dough. I was supposed to get up at midnight to feed the starter, but I didn't want to go to bed and wake back up, so I just stayed up till 11, fed it then, and then went to bed. And it's totally fine. I'm going to now measure out my dry and my wet ingredients, and then we're gonna get it in the mixer and we're gonna get those going, do the stretch and folds, get it ready to go and proofing for later tonight. Then off and on today, I'm gonna be mixing the other doughs, like the underproofed dough, and I think that's it for dough. I always get a little nervous when I have to go talk in front of groups of people, so I'm a little sick to my stomach, but I always know that once I get there and I get going, it's fine. But the initial idea of it, always a little nervous. So my final head count last night was 12 people, so I'm gonna do 6 loaves of bread per bin, just to make it easier when I get there. So now I'm just gonna go to my sourdough measurement spreadsheet, and I'm going to add 6 to the amount that I need, and it's going to adjust all of the measurements to be exactly how many I need for 6 loaves. This spreadsheet just makes everything so much easier. If you are interested in something like this, I have this linked on my Etsy page, and I'll put the link down in the description for you. Okay, so I've mixed my underfermented starter that I'm gonna mix later, and I also mixed my stretch and fold starter that I'm gonna mix later, and then this is going to be the starter that I'm gonna bring with to give to the students. This is just what was ever left over of the starter for the dough. Okay, it's 3 p.m. right now. I just mixed my under fermented dough. Show them all the things to look for that it is under fermented. It's about 4:30 right now. I've got the car loaded. I'm still working on stretch and folds for the under fermented dough, so that will be ready to go when we get there. Just before I leave, I'm gonna mix together my stretch and fold dough so that its auto lease will be done and it'll be ready to start stretch and folds when we get there. Right now, I'm gonna go finish getting ready, get dressed, and then we'll be heading out soon. Wish me luck. Okay guys, I'm on my way. I have one of my doughs in my lap so it doesn't spill. I got everything in the car, I think, I hope, fingers crossed. If at any point I can film in there, I will, but I might not be able. Okay guys, it's the next day after the class. The class went amazing. There ended up being 11 people. One person didn't show up. I would recommend you take payment before so that you can avoid that, because for me, I obviously purchased the kit for that person and then they didn't show up. So now I have just a random kit. It's fine because I'm planning on teaching another class pretty soon in the future. So I'll just use it at that class. I want to go over with you kind of what I went over with them so that if you are planning on teaching a class, maybe it can help you to know what you want to teach at your class. I did an introduction. I told them about myself, how I got into sourdough. I told them what is sourdough. We went over feeding and maintaining their starter, how to mix it, what to do with it, how to store it, mixing the dough. I showed them how to shape the dough. Then I had groups of like 5 come up and I helped them shape their own dough. And we went over how to bake it. I was super nervous, obviously, like I told you guys. I'm not big on talking in front of people. I get really nervous. But after a couple minutes, it went away. I started to get into my rhythm and it went great. I had a couple of the girls come up after and tell me that I was a great teacher, and that was super nice to hear. They really liked that I showed visually each step of the way. So that under fermented dough that I brought to show them what to look for if your dough's under fermented, the dough that I brought to show stretch and folds, and then obviously the dough that they brought to shape. They said that it was really helpful to see them because they wouldn't know what to look for. Chances are if they're taking your class, they've never done it before. They don't know anything about sourdough. You wanna make sure that you're showing them everything so that they know what to look for, they know what to not look for, so that they leave there feeling confident. So I really recommend that you do that as well. At my first class and at this class, everybody seemed to love the part where I brought out my bin and dumped out the large portion of dough. Everybody's always like, oh my gosh, that's so much bread. And I always laugh because I'm like, if you think this is a lot, you should come to my house when I'm prepping a porch pickup order or prepping for the farmer's market. I did have a couple of the students who already made sourdough and are already in their process, but they just came to further their education and learn new skills, which is great. Overall, it went really well. I'm super excited. But that is it for today's video, guys. I hope that you learned something. If you're gonna be teaching a class of your own, I hope that you can take some of this information and it helps you. If you have any other questions, please leave them down in the comments and I will answer any question that you have. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I post videos every Friday. Sometimes it has something to do with my micro bakery. Sometimes it's homesteading things. I do pretty much everything around here. So if any of that interests you, I would love for you to stick around. Don't forget, Jesus loves you. And until the next one, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.